So those 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. You're going to be in a power stance, right? So we're in our 2-point stance, okay? And our near foot, so it's an orange call. So my guy, it's a man concept, right? He's to my right. We're working our near foot to play side, right? To the nearest guy. Near foot to the nearest guy, right? Play side. So this ball snap, I'm stepping with my right foot. I'm driving until I shed off to get into my lane, okay? So again, your power stance, you're driving your near foot, right, to play side to the near defender, okay, because it's man blocking scheme, right? Bring this back up so y'all can see, all right? So again, we're in our power stance. We step with our near foot. We're punching that breastplate. We're holding them up until it's time to shed them off and to get into our lanes. In which, real quick, let me point out another advantage when it comes to shield punt. With these kind of splits, what we're able to do once we're able to protect, we're able to get into our lanes a lot quicker than what we're able to do versus a tight or spread punt, right? Because of our splits. And it's really because of our splits in which the transition is a lot faster, right? And also lane distribution from our guys and holding that until it's time to close is an advantage that's part of the shield punt. So again, let me just run through this real quick. So we're working. We step with our near foot, punch, get into our lane. Step with our near foot, punch, get into our lane. Step with our near foot, punch, and get into our lane. Now, 4 and 5, play side, right? There, oops. Yeah, that was a wild one. So 4 and 5's coming, right? So now this is where the actual shield comes part of the unit, right? So our shield guys, so our Sam, they're coming together to create a wall, right? That's exactly what these guys are doing. They're coming together to create a wall to protect anything. Because most blocks, when it comes to pump block, the successful ones come through the interior, through the interior. A gap, B gap, right? So again, these guys, they come together to shut up the shield, and the man concept still applies to these guys. So Sam, you're still responsible for 4. Mike, you're picking up the 5. Now here we go. Now we work to the other side. 5 and 4 coming, right? Through that A gap. Okay, so now Will, you're picking up 5, but 4, guess what? You're taking care of. Okay, that guard, it's orange, we're working right. So near foot, near defender. We step, we punch that breastplate, we shed, and boom, we get into our lane. Okay, step, shed, lane, right? Step in our lane. Okay, so therefore 5 backside, 5 front side, and 4 taken care of from our shield. Now, in the beginning, y'all heard me talk about the advantage of having 9 guys blocking, potentially 10 guys coming, right? Well, who's blocking the 10th guy? This is where our splits come in, right? Because our ends, I told you, our ends is going to have a wider split, right? These guys are 2 to 3 yards. This is 3 yards for sure, right? You can be even more outside of 3 yards or further than 3 yards, right? Especially when it comes to backside. And the reason for that, my punter, who's at 14 to 15 yards, by the way, my shield, we're about 7 to 8 yards, okay? So as we're working right, my punter, it's either a rugby punt, right, or a directional punt, right, away from. So if we're punting right, because what I'm telling my guys, both kickoff and punt team, we never kick down the middle of the field. We'll never give a returner field to work with, right? I want to condense the field as much as possible, okay? Don't give the returner a room to work with, okay? So I'm telling him, hey, we're punting that numbers and hash, numbers and sidelines, okay? That's where we want to have our aiming point at. And as we have this directional kick or rugby kick, okay, and with our splits with this end, we're telling ourselves, one, I don't care who you are, Usain Bolt, he's not making this block. because of our splits and how wide in our directional kick, he's not making that block. So this is the 10th guy out of the 9 that we have that we're telling ourselves because of the splits, right? He's not getting there, okay? He's not getting there. So he'll be the guy that's left out or not able to make the block because of our splits. But so going back to our punter, it's always a directional or a rugby kick. We never kick down the middle of the field. The whole point of that is we never want to give a return man space to work with. We want to condense that space as much as possible. So when you're going against a Devin Hester, when you're going against a Mel Gray, when you're going against a Brian Mitchell, those great return men, when they have space, the threat's larger, right? But when we're kicking side to side, right, and we're able to cover, I'm gonna have another day where we talk about lanes and lane distribution and being able to close on a return. But as we kick, right, side to side and we have less space to work with, that makes it easier for us when we start to close on the return guy, right? So yeah, this is our orange call. One thing I did miss, I did skip over is the call itself. Let me go back, all right? So we got our Mike, right? He's always gonna be the guy that's calling it out. How do we call it out? Well, we know it's orange, right? It's working right, but now we got to identify the number so nothing's mixed up. So we got even front. We got 5 guys here on the right side or play side, and back side is also 5 guys, right? So therefore, when my mic is calling out, right, he's the play caller, 55, 55, right? You hear those 2 calls, and then it's a silent snap, right? 55, 55. Punter asks for ball snap, and then we punt it off, okay? And we'll get different looks. I'll make another video where we'll get a 64 look, all right? And just different looks. And then I'll talk about how we make those adjustments. Because the number one thing when it comes to our punt team is what? It's protection. We have to make sure we protect. That's the very first thing that we're thinking of is protection, okay? And we have to protect, okay? Yeah, so we're definitely going to talk some more. We're going to add on to this teaching of just special teams. We're going to go through all the units, talk football, and yeah, Coach Gray here with you. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.